Well, hello there, YouTubers. How you doing? This is New Way to Do It, and I'm your host, Reese. So first of all, I would like to thank the subscribers that I've gotten recently. Thank you very much. That's going to help build it up. Just hope I can get more. We need more. And second of all, I would like to thank the comments that I got. I think I responded to most of them, if not all of them. If I left you out, please resend your comment or make another comment if I didn't get to you. And I tried to answer them all in the best way I knew how to answer. Okay, so today, oh, and one other thing. So I've been getting some feedback about from a lot of people telling me they want me to really basically stay on this course, and I stay on this course, but I still want the station to be about us building a new community as Black people. So I'm gonna always have a segment for that. But since this seems to be interesting to people, my comments on certain things, I guess then we'll keep it up and see where it goes. So I'm asking you, please subscribe, help support this channel, and share, like, and leave a comment. So my subject today is the political weather. Well, the best way to put it. Because I get tired of calling out certain people because there's just so many you can't keep calling them all out. It's just so many that's really trying to help destroy you and us as all colors, and it's just too many, and they stuck on either the left or the right, and neither one of them listens to neither one of them, and then you get people that want to play the left right game, the Candace and Tatum's and people like that wants to play uh, the mind game, to twist your thinking. But I would suggest what I've always suggested, and that is to leave both parties. Because you'll get the Democrats on one side telling you all the things they're going to do for you and have done for you. Then you get the Republicans on the other side telling you that, you need less and to be more independent and we need less government. And see, people, this is where it all gets screwed up. The conservatives versus the liberals, you know. But the bottom line, they both parties are basically against you. And these people, they jump on these sides thinking that, the point of view of either side is where they would like to stand. And nobody stands back and watch the big picture. Nobody is watching the movie being made. They so stuck in acting in it, you know. And let me give you a few examples. I was watching Miss Owens show because I told you I'm gonna stay on her, and she had this guy named something Face on there, King Face. That was the name. That's the name, King Face. And so he's uh, then turned conservative. From being, I guess, a somewhat hoodlum ministry that turned his life around, or somebody gave him a chance, and he turned his life around. Don't you find it funny that when these people change their life around, they turn on you? All the things that they were doing at the time that they were doing them, I bet you he could justify everything he did. Now he'll go back and say it's wrong now because I guess he's wealthy or successful or both. I've never heard of him because I guess I'm not that deep into rap, but I've never heard of him. But don't you find that strange? I'll give you another example. Jay Z. Jay Z supposedly came up in the hood. Sold drugs. That's what I heard. Sold drugs and was like a gangster and stuff. And became look where he is at now. He's top of industries and calling shots, big baller. He claimed to work for you, but what do we do? He changed his way too. Now, granted, he's I think still a Democrat. I guess he's still a Democrat, but or I don't really understand and really don't care what they are, you know. But it's funny how they get up there and all of a sudden you're not important anymore. I don't hear nobody talking. where have they reached out to you at? Where's their solutions? I mean, everybody throw out the same solutions, you know. Well, you got to get jobs into it. You got to get people an opportunity. You got to get this, you know. I heard they was worth like $300 million. That's a lot of money for for two people, you know. And some, I mean, they're entitled to it. They made it. It's theirs, you know. But I'm wondering, where is it trickling down to when it comes to our people? See, everybody claim they love our people, especially black folks. I love my people. We love our people, you know. But you don't see them doing nothing. And if they are doing it anonymously or whatever they claim they're doing it, you know, why isn't it focused on more? I mean, we don't have to know where it came from. You know, these people claim they're going to build a foundation, and these foundations are going to give you grants that's going to help you do all that kind of stuff. People, that's just a way of holding you back. It's little trinkets they throw at you so people won't talk about them. That's all it is. And people fall into their little traps because deep down inside they really feeling guilty about what they're doing. They feel guilty about it. I'm making all this money. You know I came from the hood. I should be able to give back more. But I ain't even getting my money. Shoot. See that Mercedes over there? That one got my name on it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're talking about help building your community and seeing your people prosper, wouldn't one of your main priorities to be right there in the thick of the fight? Right there to see stuff get done, not leaving it up to the legislators, you know, or your mayors or your governors. Wouldn't you want to step up and show the people, not show off, but show the people what you can do and get people behind you? See, folks, this shows their hypocrisy and their weakness. You know, now I probably, if somebody would ever argue me down, if they are to argue me down, they'd probably be ready to fight because they couldn't stand for me to tell them face to face that they full of it and that they just playing the same game that the white elites play. They just teach it to the black elites. You know, they dumb when they come in the door, but by the time they sit there for a minute, they learn the game. You know, and some even come in with the game. You know, but it's not in your interest. See, people, excuse me. See, people want laws passed to to secure this or to secure that or to make sure you don't get discriminated or to make sure that you can get a job or to make sure that you know you won't starve. When things like that happen, it's only because you stood up and said something about it. Because if you wouldn't have stood up and said anything about it, there wouldn't have been these changes. You know, I heard Miss Owen said an interesting thing today. She said in I forgot what president she said, Hoover, Eisenhower, one of them. But anyway, how the Welfare Act came about. It don't matter the president, you know. But see, she threw falsities in with the truth. You know, she wants you to believe that the welfare system was created for you poor black folks. But the reality was the welfare system was there before you black folks could even get on it. It was made for white women, single white women. That's what it was really truly created for. You know, by them voting in this act, she wants to say that the president, Democratic president at the time, said, you know what? And he probably did say those words, let's give these niggas some money or let's give these niggas some welfare. Or he might have said that. But the system already existed, Miss Owens. Why didn't you tell that part of it? You know, it just irks me when I hear her talk because she babbles off at the mouth. You know, and the Tatum guy, he's no better. He is no better. You know, these people are getting paid to say what they have to say. They done found a niche in the conservative party that they think there's a large black conservative ear out there to hear this stuff. It's like I told you from my very first video. People want fairness. If it sounds fair, of course they're gonna jump on the bandwagon for it. It don't matter what party it is, the left or the right. If it sounds unfair, they're gonna argue about it because the majority of people don't really stand on the left or in the right. They're all in the middle with me because we know if a person comes up there that's in a different party and says things that you like, you probably gonna vote for him. You may not support the party, you're probably going to vote for him, and it goes the other way. That's why Trump is in office. Trump is not in office because mostly Republicans voted him in. Trump is in office because people voted for Trump, not for the Republican Party. And that's what a lot of you people on the left keep forgetting. It wasn't uh, that he was the most popular person at the, even when he got in, he wasn't even that popular. Everybody talked about him. Democrats and Republicans, they all got together and talked about him and laughed at him. But look what happened. So when uh, our people, get on behind some of these parties and really, really give these passionate pleas about what bill should be passed for you, the Americans, because they're always claiming they're doing it for you, even though you hardly ever to little see any benefit. You need to examine them more because in between their ranting is the lies, but you're not catching the lies because they're talking so fast, and having so much conviction, you know, you don't see the lie. But if you look them in the eye when they're talking, you'll see every lie that come out their mouth. How many times I have to say this, folks? They're not for you. I heard Tatum claim, and it was an older video because I've been researching his videos lately. And it was an older video about a year ago. He claimed that he wants to make money and he wants to create a foundation and he wants to give. Very honorable. Very, very, very honorable. Let's see him do it. Because a lot of people talk this stuff till they get the money. And if he does it, that's good for him. But I would say, Mr. Tatum, don't create a foundation. Go out there and put that money in them people's hands. Foundation ain't gonna do that. You know. Hillary Clinton them had a foundation. A lot of them have foundations. And it seems like once you get a foundation, you get richer. I wonder why. Interesting. So people, take everything all these people say with a grain of salt. Because like I told you in the end, they mean you no harm. You see they're extending the deadlines for the COVID. What do you think about that? Didn't I tell you that was going to happen? I put a video on here that that YouTube actually took off of my page, and I had to put it on the Facebook page to try to let people know that this memo been out for this virus been out for since 2015 or 14. Excuse me. So what did that tell you? Didn't I tell you somebody had been planning something? Keep on listening to them folks, and you're gonna be fortunate enough to fill out your own gravestone head. You can carve it right before they nuke you. That you lay here, because you won't have any defense because you're not listening. Don't take the fact that I'm a older man, that seems to be set in these ways because I'm not. I changed a lot. I changed all my thinking on how I view the world. And I know this much. There's a higher being than all of us. If you want to call it God, if you want to call it the universe, if you want to call it whatever you want to call it. If you haven't realized there's a higher being that controls all this stuff, yeah, you lost. You long lost. I don't assent to any religion either because religion is the live war. All through history, Look at all the wars religion can cause, especially Christianity and Judaism and uh, being Muslim. You know, three of the biggest killers in the world. You think a high being look at that as okay? See, folks, if you ain't looking, you ain't gonna see. You got to get out of this mindset of the fake reality that they didn't created for us here. I get caught up in it too, you know, because it's a part of our everyday existence. But if you haven't realized that these folks is out to eliminate all of us, it's sad. And you're fighting so hard for these parties that's in the game trying to kill you too. I know it sounds, some people will laugh this off and say I'm crazy and stuff like that, but just keep looking at the events, folks. Look at the events not only here but around the world. Look what they're doing. Look how they're doing it. You know, that's all I'm trying to say. Just look at what's going on. Look at truly. Take a one good hard look, quit smoking the pipe or whatever, and take a hard look at the world. Dig a little bit and see what's happening to your people. And when I say that, I mean the blacks, the whites, the Asians. See what they're doing in China, Asian people. See what the Asians are doing in Africa, African people. See what the Americans are doing in all different parts of the world. Just check out some of their news. Check out why the Philippines really don't want us around anymore, and the Japanese don't really want us around anymore. The Puerto Ricans don't really want us around anymore because everywhere this country goes, death follows. And it's only logical that it's going to come back to where it began. Think about it. Well, I guess that's enough ranting for today. So stay tuned. I'm gonna have a couple of these videos because I have quite a bit to talk about. But I just wanted to get that part out because I keep seeing that people keep swallowing up this stuff these people saying. You gotta quit doing that, folks. You have to look at the person for who they are. Everybody has a facade. We all do. My daughter told me that I need to put some film or something in here to make myself look better. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look like I was supposed to look. So you you know you get what you pay for. And since you ain't paying for it, this is what you're getting. Okay, but it's just I can't stand to see our people get so divided by these parties and by these stupid people that think they're telling you the right stuff and they're really not. You college guys, you college students out there, listen to what I'm saying. You know, don't just take history and use it as a reference to slam people upside the head with it. Look at it and examine it yourself and look at where it's been going. Here's a little hint to all you very, very intelligent people. If I told you that the planning for the African people at the time had been done 150 years before they even got a slave, would you believe me? For those who don't, look it up. I don't know if you can find it in the terms I just explained it to you. And I really can't tell you the book it came from. But it's in a book, so if it's in a book, it's probably on the internet. If you examine it for what it's worth, you would see that ever since the whites or the Europeans or Caucasians, whatever you want to call them at the time, soon as they saw they were inferior to the black race, the elimination started. Don't believe me? Look it up. And with that one, I would say, God bless you. God bless everyone. And I hope you stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. And stay tuned for the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.